Well, a very good morning, everybody. This is your one-day special, your brand new one-day special from Stamps by Me. And every single sample you're seeing, the flowers in the background, the tree in the foreground, the beautiful sentiments of "you are so loved and appreciated," the mandala die in the background, the church in the foreground, every single element you are seeing, the script work, the florals, the builder dies, the features, the animals, the vellums, the papers, they are all included in your brand new Stamps by Me one-day special. The saving is huge. The possibilities are huge. Maybe you're thinking family. Maybe you're thinking Valentine's. Or maybe you're thinking, I just love everything that Toni Derrick does. I'm getting hold of mine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you well?
Yeah, I am. I'm really well.
Well, goodness me, thank you so much. You haven't done something like this before. It's like a full box celebration.
Full box of goodness. Total unique, and it's got everything in here that you're going to need to create the most amazing cards, projects, anything you want to, all in one compact box. Beautiful box.
So much has been anticipated. It sold out before the launch, right?
Yes, it did.
So thank you. So it's unextended. You can still get it at the one-day special price. Half the stock of that extended stock has disappeared, but you're in luck. 2 more live shows. This is your penultimate show to get. Should we have a look in the box?
Let's do it.
Let's explore your secret forest.
You saw me putting it in shot there perfectly,
oh,
didn't
we
you?
did.
So basically, it's a lovely box that you can gift as a giftable to a loved one if you want to. You can keep it for yourself. I would encourage keeping everything inside the box because there are going to be more. So basically, when you open the box, there's a message in here to you all to say, enjoy the moment, you deserve it. I think that if you are investing in Stamps by Me or somebody's bought you something, then you should really just enjoy the moment and enjoy what's in here and play with it. So I know it's a bit tatty, but it wasn't like this when we did it. But let me just show you what's inside. So it's a box that basically just keeps on giving, and the affordability is incredible. So let's just have a quick run through the elements that are within here. So you do get 5 A6 stamps. So if you look at the detail, it's a very sketched line art. It's so pretty. The lines are not completely finished, which enables you to just add a touch of watercolour, alcohol markers, whatever it may be. Absolutely stunning artwork. So this one is family gathering, so you get this lovely sort of border design here, and if you look closely, there's a hare, there's a hedgehog, all of the foliage in there. These stamps really do hold their own just in black and white. And all of these little elements that you see here, these are all of the elements that are going to work with something else that's in the box, and I'll show you in a second. So this one is family gathering. Then we have I'll Be There, so this is like the church. So think about christenings, Easter, weddings. What about scouts? Just what about a sympathy card or just saying hello? Just absolutely beautiful. And then you get some more elements here, and I'll show you that in a second. Then we have Say It With Love, which is the gorgeous silhouette stamps, which Stamps by Me are totally renowned for. We love a good black sort of design stamp that's going to enable you to make you look like a watercolour artist. So that's Say It With Love. Then we have Under the Tree, which is stunning. So you've got this big like oak tree here. And then you get the lovely elements. So you get birds in flight, stagnant birds, you get dragonflies, butterflies, and more foliage. It just keeps on giving. And then we have Meet Me by the Willow. And this has got more animals and that cascading. So that could be blossom. It could be greenery, it could be browns and teals if you want, absolutely anything. And then these little animals captured on the stamp set as well work seamlessly with something coming in the box. We also have in here this huge timeless stitch. Now this is incredible, it makes shape cards. The detail can stay within the page if you want it to. You can add diamantes around the front and get that detail in there. And if you look, the stitch detail stays within that page if you want to. But the exterior die takes it out of the card as well. So keep going. Then we have
keep going.
Maple and Lime. Now these are huge, so you can see by the size of my hand here, it's huge. So you can see these apertures here, these stamps from these lovely here, these little animals fit seamlessly within here, so you can build a family scene. So the elements pop out and you can build that scene, build a family tree, whatever you want to. So you will have seen through all of these A6s here, the little elements, the butterflies, the dragonflies, all fit within those incredible apertures. It's so cool. So then we have our A5 stamp set. Now these are our best selling sentiments over the course of 5 years. So a lot of you have asked for these. You all asked for them in a smaller version.
Okay.
So these are reduced at least 50%. So although they are big, they are huge still. We did them grand. These are reduced in
But
size.
you can still read them. They're still very
Absolutely.
legible, aren't they?
And again, it's sold out, so it just shows you how much people love these sentiments. So we have love and hope make beautiful people, and you'll hear me say this quite often. You're a whole lot of lovely, yes you are. So it's sentiments that I say to my friends or to people, you know, it's cool to be kind, it totally is. I say this to my son all the time, you know, enjoy your day. And then we have a big one which is brilliant for inside your cards. You are lovely, perfectly imperfect. So just sentiments that are our best sellers. So that's A5.
There are 1 or 2 of those units remaining, by the way. It is limited stock in its own right. That's like the hardware, if you like, that you're getting in there, but then so much more still.
Yeah, so to go with this, we've put some matching papers and vellums in here. So this is your vellum collection. Now, this is really different, Dan, in the sense that normally when we do vellums, it's plain vellum with pattern on. These are different, so I've just grabbed a bunch here. So I'll just show you this one here. So if you look at the background of the vellum, it looks like watercolour cards. So we've had the watercolour card effect printed onto the vellum, so it looks like a textured as well. And then obviously, if you pop the designs onto white cardstock, it looks like not much when you look at it like that, but as soon as you pop it onto the white card, you see that foliage and that sort of detail and that greenery come through, although it is a muted tone. So we have spots as well, so if you just wanted a plain background as well. We have frames, really, really pretty. So these are really heavyweight as well, so you can make card blanks. And then, there you go. So you see that texture, it's beautiful. So that's a pack of vellum. So you get 5 designs, 2 of each. And then we have the 8x8 paper
I
pad.
love how it keeps going on. Listen, this is you exploring the box and proper treating yourself with what you, because it just goes on, doesn't it?
It does. So these ones are really different papers. You've probably not seen anything like this. I like pink, I like butterflies, I like purples, I like all of the colours that we love to see all year round, but you've probably not seen anything like this. So they're like a moody watercolour, but they are double-sided. And on the back, you get some real
that looks
realism.
photographic, doesn't it?
Real, yeah. So it's in keeping with the theme of the box here. So just really, and very stamped by me, watercolour texture, like very loose in design, different on everybody's eye, so everybody can see it in a different way. Absolutely stunning. Look at this one.
Wow.
Good enough for frames. So in this one you get 14 designs, 21 double-sided pages. So you get a lot here. So that's the complete box. So your 12 by 12, your vellum, very quickly, then we can get into some demos. We have our stamp A5, then we have our A5 die, then we have Meet Me by the Willow, Under the Tree, Say It With Love, I'll Be There, Family Gathering, and Timeless Stitch.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
Together.
For $29.97, that is 3 flexi pages. And here is what you are creating. Over half the stock has sold out and gone. And just to give you some sort of idea of the sheer value, that should be more like 140 odd pounds. It's not. You can divide it by 4 if you wish with ClearPay, PayPal, but you have got the red box on the screen. So 3 flexi pays of under £30, and just sort of put it in perspective how I think of things. For example, you could go the value, this die and that paper pad comes to over £30 individually. So if you're budgeting each month, which I know a lot of you do, this is what we talk about at Crafting Live and things like that. If you've got £30, then of course, paper pad and the die, if they were both in stock. Or you go for this item number on the screen, 475889, and you get everything. The other die, the vellum pack, all of those stamps, perfectly in time for Easter, perfectly in time for wedding season, perfectly in time for Valentine's. And maybe the whole thing is a gift to yourself, or maybe that box has been given to a fellow crafter you know will absolutely adore. It's 475889. Now, there are a couple of bits and bobs that you can get individually. For example, if you do want the paper pad, it was, as we mentioned on air, sold out. There are 1 or 2 units that didn't complete their orders. Maybe someone put 2 in their basket, only wanted 1 overnight. So if you want to get more of that, you can do 200 GSM, as Tony showed you, double-sided. It is limited stock, as you imagine. It is single figures at 45468. You can get more of that. The vellums, if you want more of those, is your consumables after all. It's only £7.19. for vellum in the clubs. If you want to get hold of yours, beautiful different designs. You can still stamp onto it. You can do all sorts. 551 474. You've got cap P&P after all, so every single basket, the total P&P will be £3.95. But to get everything together, whilst you're saving nearly £50 off, whilst you are the first people anywhere in the world to get hold of the pretty little inside collection here, which is a premier item. Tony's never done anything like this before. It's 475889. But listen, there are a couple of bits and bobs that we absolutely want to get hold of. We're going to demonstrate, but Toni, can I quickly invite you over? Because there are some real gems on the website, some real gems from yourself. This is one of those gems.
It is. So
they're not a brand new item today, after all, but if you've never seen them before, they're brand new to you. But the price point is extraordinary.
And it's a great introductory to Stamps by Me as well, if you've never seen us before, although we have been here a long time. Oh!
It's worth £54.97.
Well, at least you get to see that at the true price anyway.
Yes, that is exactly what it's worth. 774,547. That price is going to come down dramatically in this show. So there's a little hint. I'm covering it, Toni. I'm covering it. 54.97. When we come to that in just a second, you'll be amazed. On the website, createandcraft.com, by the way, we're going to crack straight on with demonstrations. If you want to get any Quattro D elements, they're in stock. If you want to get hold of your watercolour brushes or your pointed brushes or your flat brushes, which are perfect additions to this one-day special, you can do, as well as the masking fluid. There are elements you want to get hold of. There it is, $7.99 for the masking fluid. We're going to talk about that stash in just a second. But everything, you check out your baskets, whilst you've got your savings and stock, createandcraft.com. What should we do first?
So let's have a play. So I just wanted I'm going to show you a cool technique with the masking fluid. So I painted a circle moon on here with the masking fluid. You can see it's got a creamy, clear sort of texture on there. But can I just show you on here, Dan? So I'll let you do this actually, Dan. So basically, I'll just show it on here very quickly. So I stamped a sort of church in a reddy colour and just dragged it out with a brush. And then I took my masking fluid, and I'll just show you on here very quickly. So you just take it's sort of like a milky, and it dries in like a couple of minutes, but it dries sort of like see-through, so you can still see the design here.
Okay.
And the great thing about the see-through element of it for me is I can still work on my colours outside and know it's going to match because I can see underneath. Because sometimes you do the colour and then they cover it with that blue masking and I can't see what I'm working against. So I just want to show you there. So basically when you pop it on, it's like a milky texture. So this is one I did just before air, and it's sort of like tacky. Can you feel?
Yeah.
But to take it off, do you want to like roll it off?
Yeah, I've never rolled this before. Very excited.
It's very easy. Well, it's very easy. So you just get your finger stuck into there. That's it. And
here we go.
Then you just roll it off, and then underneath
how satisfying. It's like taking glue off your skin, isn't it?
Do you know, Adam said yesterday, it's like when you're peeling off holiday. I'm like,
nice, gross. But yeah, but yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So then you peel the design away underneath. So if you have painted something, don't worry if it tears. It'll keep going. Just keep going.
Come on, you.
I have my lovely eraser if we have any marks. And then what happens then is you have your lovely detail left, what we've watercoloured around it.
Yeah.
And the front of it comes off.
Oh, that is absolutely
satisfying. You'll be like, can you do some more of those for me?
It is the most. I'm going to do the spire as well. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Up, up, up. Off you come. Ta-da!
And then you're left with the beautiful design underneath. And yesterday, we did this one with the big tree. So I painted the yellow over the masking, and I took all of the masking off the tree, and I ended up with like this hue behind my tree. It's super, super affordable, and it's brilliant for all of those techniques. Now, I have done a circle one here. I just painted a circle, you can see there, just there. It's a little bit tacky, but I'm just going to go ahead and paint now. And it's got a precision point on there as well. So like you saw on that steeple there, right up to that steeple, I was able to cover that cross and then reveal it after.
Toni.
Super easy.
Pause.
Okay.
We fixed the price. We fixed the price.
Okay.
We fixed the price. These two, you saw it's worth £55 individually. The price on this show for you during the one-day specials, thank you, Toni, £15. Even less if you're in the club. £15, 774 547. I think you put it perfectly. It's a lovely introduction to stamps, but maybe because you've got 3 flex pays over there, you're going to pop it in the same transaction.
And we never take it for granted that people know I am. You know, you're brand new crafters every single day. So in that shall I just open them because they're a super cool price quickly because I just don't want anybody to miss out. So this one is mine.
Open that one. I'll open this one.
So this one is your 4A5. Let me just grab a piece of card here. So there's like an A5 stamp.
Oh, there's a die in this one as well. Carry on, sorry.
It's all right. There we go. So you see, and they fit on like A6 cards beautifully. Home is where the craft stash is. Yay, it's your freaking birthday. Relax vintage is totally cool right now, and be the reason someone smiles today. Really, really impactful designs on there. So that's normally £18, just this, £17.99, just
and
this.
It's £13.50 for both.
And then that one,
Swap, yeah.
You get the lovely wreath design, which if you did in like a brown and added some red diamantes would look like a Christmas wreath. And then you get this huge sentiment. You are kind, you are smart, you are important. And then you get the coordinating die as well to go around the wreath as well. So basically for whatever you're getting, whatever, free and more.
I think, well, it's just over £4 in your flexi if you
like
wish.
You say, it's a great introductory, but maybe if you are a follower of Stamps by Me and you haven't seen it, then you're getting a bargain.
Half the stock has gone. Well done, everybody. We were really keen to show you. Now 60% of the stock has gone, so please don't miss out. Maybe this is all you're going to go for. Maybe you went the one-day special last night, you didn't realise anything else. 774547. It's going to go in the show. You can hear what I can hear. So bravo, everybody putting it in that same basket. And it's Cat P&P, isn't it? It's an all-in-one transaction, same P&P. Phew, back to demo. I'm going to put these back.
Yeah. Right, so what I want to show you is a couple of things that I think is totally cool. So when you see the design on the card, it's so line arty, it's beautiful. All you need to do is stamp it out in a dye-based ink, get a wet brush and drag it out, and you look like you have an artistic sort of card. And that theme follows through with all of the animals. So let me just show you, this is what I mean. So I stamped this in blue and I just dragged it out with just a water brush, so nothing.
Oh,
so think about note cards, sympathy cards, church if you're raising funds for a church and things like that. So let me just show you some others as well. So this is in the no line ink, so it looks like a watermark with sparkle on there. Can you see that there?
Yeah.
Just there. And then adding the sentiments on there, which are now smaller in design, which works seamlessly with these styles. And then look at this one. What about a Christmas card with sparkle? You literally just have to add a sentiment, matte and layer it, and you'll have a whole bunch of nice Christmas cards that you could add the envelopes, add a red ribbon around, and sell them at your craft fairs for a couple of pounds and just get some of that money back.
Good point.
So let's be a little bit creative. So I have a couple of my brushes here now. The brushes
and we've got them
are
on the show, haven't we?
Yeah, so I have a flat and two round here, so they are in the show. The flat ones are brilliant for like background techniques and then your detailed brushes as well. So we have a whole bunch of those. So I'm going to use the flat one here. Now that's that moon that I masked off in that circle.
So I'm just you did that last night?
No, I just did that before we came to wear.
Okay, sorry. So
I'm just going to pick up some of this lovely blue. Now these are just my ink pads, so I'm not too precious about it. So I'm just going to add some colour onto the back of here, get that laid down. So you can see that moon now. There we go. So
okay, you can see here the flat watercolour brushes are £24.99, 810957. We'll show you them live later on. There's beautiful packaging with them as well. A lovely, like almost like a pouch to keep them in, keep them safe and sound. And there's lovely consistency between whether you're going for the pointed ones, the round, or the flat like on your screen.
Yeah, so I'm just using it like an angle now and creating like some lines. Because the card's wet, it's going to move that watercolour around anyway. So, you know, be quite creative with your colour. Don't think it has to be... Well, you can have a smooth blend if you want to, but, you know, don't be afraid to get the colour down.
Did someone teach you how to watercolour?
No.
Because maybe you've done retreats and things teaching watercolour.
Yeah, it looks easy. I'll say that, but it's so not. So I thought, oh, that looks easy. I'm going to give that a blast. Anyway, when I tried to do it myself, it was so hard. But I just loved the capability of being able to move a little bit of colour around a piece of card and end up with a nice result. So I stuck with it, and I have got better. I'm not amazing at it, but I do absolutely love it, and I just enjoy the moment really. And crafters do too now as well. So I honestly don't think you can get you obviously can get classes for watercolouring if you really want to understand it, but me, I'm quite carefree with it, so I'm willing to just give it a go.
Kick the bucket there. But I think I like the idea of having the inks for that effect and the right brushes for that effect. So you haven't got to have done a class or a retreat or anything like that. And the artwork in the animals and the florals, yeah, they're divine, aren't they?
Absolutely pretty, and they'll see you whole year through. So, you know, it's going to be probably a box that you're going to revisit and revisit. Really, really cool. So, I'm not going to remove my moon yet.
Okay.
Just wipe that off the moon. But so let's get some nice of these stamps on here because these are really, really pretty. So let's just grab.
That masking fluid, by the way, is only £7.19. You can get hold of yours. And I didn't mention the dispatch date, by the way, on the one-day special is the 16th Feb, which is only a week tomorrow. There's the masking fluid, 413344. Good idea, isn't it?
So I'm just going to use this lovely arch that you liked, Dan. And what I'm going to do, because it's masked off, it won't go into that lovely moon. So I'm just going to maybe do it in like a green colour first. And then I always like to do the silhouette stamping in a solid black as well, but I am going to do it in a green first. So let's get
The moon was really bright this morning. And I was looking out the window this morning with Barney, and he was like, oh, there's 2 moons, because the moon was reflecting off the window.
Oh.
And it was really hard explaining how there's not 2 moons. And he's like, well, there are, I can see 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. So there are 2 moons. No. And he's like, what? I was confusing myself. How do you explain that?
Yeah, confusing
it's reflection
yourself.
in the window. He's like, what?
So look, you get that greenery. And look, it's gone on my moon, but I am going to run that away. So that's just in green. That's just my background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this now and move it up. And just see if that's it. So now I'm going to do it in black. So I've got like a bit of a... We're creating a bit of a scene here. And this is the beauty of these stamps. You really can play around. There are no rules.
That little duo, by the way, the 13.99 duo, or is it even that, 13.50, is 90% sold out. So thank you for heeding that advice. I know a lot of you found it on the website already, but not everyone shops on the website. So both of those together, a full array of stamps, that is stamps and dies, 90% gone, 774547.
Oh.
Technically sold out, just heard that in my ear, so nearly every single unit is allocated, so bravo everybody.
Right, I'm just going over again with the black. I'm just creating a little bit of a magical scene here, super cool. And I'm not worried about it going onto my moon because I am going to remove my moon. So I've sort of like created an aperture around there, super easy. Now I can build the scene further. There is, obviously in all of the A6s, there's something to build a scene somewhere with. So let's just get this one. We'll pop him up here and then we will ground him so he's not floating. So let's just get rid of this one for now. We'll stamp this in black.
I completely agree with you saying like it's really perfect timing for weddings, for Easter. Actually newborns as well. There's a lot of young animals in here, aren't there? You know, so it's probably like mum and daughter or anything like that.
Absolutely. When I was putting it together, I thought this will work for that. That'll work. It really is like a 12-month all-round.
Yep.
Sort of. Well, call it what you want. I really like the fact that it's £89 and I can use it all year.
Yep.
I'm not putting a box with it. So let's add a little bit of colour to this little fawn.
Fawn?
Yeah, is that what we're calling her?
I think so. Well, I mean, yeah. Little baby reindeer. Could be.
So just add a little bit of colour in here, and then when you paint the design in, you can add like your white gel pen and bring it back, you know, like the moon is reflecting onto the back of the animal itself. So just get a bit of colour in there to make her a little bit darker. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because there's so much.
There's lovely detail on these smaller stamps.
So
and after all,
let's just ground her a little bit.
We were talking about this before, actually. Like, with an array of smaller stamps, you can make a bigger design.
Absolutely.
Where it's trickier to make a bigger stamp into a smaller design. You've got to be a bit more specific as what you're...
You have, totally. So let's just show you this moon here. So I'm just going to get my, just get rid of the ink on it, because if I start to smudge that around. So then all you do is then just roll, roll, roll. Get rid of that moon, and then all I'm going to do is add a little bit of colour inside that moon.
Wow.
To make it not look super...
Quick, isn't it?
It's super quick, because let's just use the same colour here. So then we pop a bit of colour inside. And keep like the light off one side lighter than the other, just to give you a little bit of definition.
$29.97 on FlexiPay, by the way. Or, if you want to, you can also go for with OpenPay or with PayPal, for example. But your item number for everything together is 475889. I think how you summed up at the start, Toni, of the box is beautiful, by the way. You've really invested in the whole experience, haven't you? Which sort of just follows through with every single thing you do.
Yeah.
But just a bit of you time on your own. open it up, keep exploring, and then this stamp, and then this stamp, and then at the bottom, the vellums and the papers. It's a real experience, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. So just adding if my pen works. It's not working, my pen, but you add a white highlight. And then what I would do is I'd go round my moon and just accent half of the moon with a white gel pen, and it gives you that look of a moon in the sky there. So I would stick it onto a card, but I'm going to, so you can see once it's mounted, it looks like a piece of artwork, actually. But what I am going to do is leave it there, because I want to show some more stuff. Is that all right? Yeah,
of course, that's absolutely, you can do whatever you want, Tony, it's your show. 475-889 is your item number, and not forgetting open paper, whatever you fancy, but Flexi pays on the screen, the red box for you, $29.97. It's the equivalent of either going for that die or with that paper pad. They are worth over £30. If you are budgeting, I want you to get hold of everything all together. You're not harking for anything. 475-889. Okie dokie, friends. 25 past 10 in the morning, the penultimate show for this one-day special. 60% of the stock has gone. And if you're watching last night when Tony launched this to you at 6 a.m., it already sold out before launch. That was the hype around it. That was the excitement. That was the expectation of this first sort of boxed up package that you are getting home. So it's now an extended delivery from the 16th, which is only dispatched from a week tomorrow. But you order it today. And of that stock, 60% has sold out. 475-889. 46 stamps, 6 dies, the 8x8 paper pad, and the 5x7 inch vellum collection. It's a bit, and actually, can I show you a couple more? Because this is showing you that paper pad with a slightly, what's it called, like moody watercolor, I think Tony described it as. How beautiful is that with the black and the gold? It feels really like almost like shimmering, doesn't it? Perfect, just the way you are is one of the stamps there. These are the dies. I love the sort of skeletic look of that, of the, almost like the maple leaves in the background. Really very, very pretty. If I then show you that with the equivalent of white, you get the idea of the sort of really unique effect. Or taking advantage again of that paper pad with the, listen, maybe you're seeing autumnal colours going through here. Maybe you're going to brighten it up a little bit with the vellums, which sometimes vellums use for muting down, aren't they? But that makes it much brighter, to be kind. Or purely with the stamp one, this one by Karen, that big stamp with the bunnies, the dragonflies. Be amazing today. That is one of the stamps included in there for you. So whether you're going heavy on the stamps, or you're a die cutter, or you think, actually, I've never experienced vellum before, what can I do it for? Treat it like paper. But it's so refined, little tear lines. I think it's absolutely beautiful of what you can be doing. But it's 475-889. And after all, whilst you've got cap P&P of only $3.95, what else are you going to pop in that same transaction? The majority of you are adding in more paper pads. So if you want to go for the 8x8 first of all, that double-sided paper pads for you, you can do just. It's 425-468. That is $10.99 before your club discount. The vellum side of things has just sold out. So thank you everybody checking out during the show. Tony, how free are you?
How free?
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you come over here? Thank you very much.
Yes, of course.
No, you just already making a start. Quatre D.
Yes.
Really excited these are in stock for us both. Let's start nearest you. This is absolutely, it's hard to sum up if you do whole shows on it.
Yes.
What is Quatre D?
So Quatre D is your 4-stage process that gives you that 3D embellishment that's from like a shop bought card. So basically you get your 3D embossing folder, you get your layering stencils, you get your coordinating stamp, and then you get your coordinating outline. 7 pieces to give you that 3D embellishment. Now all of the elements inside can work as an independent on their own. They do not have to be used all 4 together.
Yeah, wow.
You do get the wow factor if you put them all together, but it does not have to be. So think about your grey inks and your gold embossing powders, your white embossing powders, your resist. The embossing folder, white on white, it's a 3D embossing folder. You don't expect anything less. So when you open this kit, you might find that you just want to do a 3D embossing folder background and then build the embellishments on top. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4 stage process with your layering stencils. You'll follow the numbers on the stencils, line up the hearts, and you get that incredible finish that looks. And not only does it look amazing, but it's 3D. So when you feel it, it looks absolutely stunning. Now I've done that in yellow, the packet is in blue, it looks gorgeous in grayscale, it looks gorgeous in pinks and purples. They are stunning. We've only launched 7. This is what's left of just these 2. We'll launch some more on the 21st. They are really difficult to do, hence why we're not here every week with them. So We brought you cocktails on the weekend and that sold out amazingly. So I know a lot of people are probably collecting these knowing that there's not going to be a lot of them. So just enjoy the process. So if you are tuning in now, what a great time to tune in because it's florals and they're timeless.
Very good point. And maybe the price point works best in going for a big set of 4 or 5. And here we go just with the one. So much in there, we can't quite fit it on the description. You also get layering stencils. So from that one, we've then got a second option too.
Magnolia. So this is bigger. So this covers nearly a whole 5x7 card. But the great thing about Magnolia is that its snippability is incredible. So you can snip away the flowers and you can rearrange and make something different. Now affordability, just going on that with the price there, you get all 4 concepts. Normally you would see these concepts individually packed on the set. Everything of our products is eco-friendly packaging, all in one packet. We have a visual on the front and you also get that amazing QR code on the back as well, which gives you all of that content, 1,226 videos of all of the products we brought to you here at Create and Craft. So if you're thinking, do you know what, I've used Magnolia, I've used it 4 times, scan the QR code, I might have used it again and used it in a different way.
Oh, this is beautiful.
These are beautiful. That's with gold embossing on that one.
Wow.
Sorry, can I just tilt that? That's with gold embossing. Can you see it? There you go.
Oh, yeah,
with gold embossing, so you can see the lovely detail in there, and then that's with a black ink. Black ink, sorry, my hands are disgusting. With a black ink pad as well. So you can mix it in with our 3D embossing folders, our HD 3D embossing folders. Be really, really creative with them. If you just want to do white on white, guess what? You can do a white embossed image, put the outline die around, and do a white card.
I love the variety. Here's a concept actually of what you are doing when you get it home. Have a look at this bit of footage for you. $31.49 though is your total club price. And Toni, I know we're using a different design here with the peonies, but the concept's right.
Exactly the same. So you follow those 4-stage process with your 4 layering stencils. You follow the numbers, they're numbered to help you out. Super, super simple. So start with a light colour, stencil 1, and follow the process 2, 3 and 4. And then you end up with an image that can totally be used just on a background of a card if you want to. You don't have to do anything else. But Quatre D is this sort of technique that keeps on giving. When you add that second layer of that stamp, the detail is like show-stopping, and that's where it really, really starts to come to life. So think about your wow powders, grayscale, you know, white ink. If you do it on black and white scale and then stamping a white ink pad, it looks absolutely awesome. Look at that, that just looks like a 3D image without anything else. As soon as you add that second process, which is the stamp, add it on top, it looks absolutely divine. Then you add the outline die to take it out of the page. Again, you don't have to do that. But then once it comes out of the page, all you simply need to do then is place it into the front of that embossing folder, which by the way can be used on its own. Run it through the machine and you come out with the most gorgeous 3D embellishment that you can then add sparkle onto, add some pads behind, mat and layer onto a beautiful decorated card, and then add a sentiment. And you have that shop bought finished. No longer in shops are we seeing cards that we can't create as handmade card makers anymore because of Quatre D.
Whether you want to do, I think it's like the 4 individually, just embossing, just die cutting, but putting them all together, it's striking, isn't it? So the Magnolia version is 150505. Right, glance at the clock. We've just gone 10:30 in the morning. We are going back that brand new one-day special. We'll go back through the box later on of what you're getting home. We're doing a lot of stamping and masking first of all. Are we moving into die cutting now?
So I think these are going to have to be my all-time favourite. I love foliage anyway, but because of the grand scale of them, there's so much that you can do with them. And then when you cut them out in white, you can absolutely do that. Like, look at this one. I mean, that's just white card and just moved across. Absolutely stunning.
Wow. And
that's a 5x7 card. So the dies are not tiny. You're not going to be hunting around for other items in your stash to build a card. You have everything you need. It's so, so wonderful. So what I'm going to do here is I've already gone ahead and cut it in white. I'll put it on here and then you can see what it actually looks like. It's so beautiful. You can snip away the leaves, and the bits that come out the centre are perfect for those smaller stamps to create a family tree. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to take this piece of white card. I am going to use that fabulous acetate as well. I'm going to I'm going to do a clear card, a floating card. Super, super cool.
Rather than pick it up.
And it's constructional as well. It comes,
really thick,
it's crystal clear. It looks milky there. It has a protective film.
Okay.
To stop it from getting scratched. Okay, so keep the protective film on. 10 sheets. It can be used as card blanks, box lids, shaker cards. I've put one out for you which is started, Dan, so you just make life easier. So you can... It's so, there you go, crystal clear, and it scores without that awful halo.
Does it?
It's beautiful.
There we go, at $10.99. By the way, friends, not everybody checked out their basket on a little hint of the show. So 50 odd pounds worth of 13, for $13.50, you can still get hold of those. So very, very quickly, listen, it might last 5 minutes, it might last 6, but to get hold of yours, it's 774-547. Look at the usual price. Down to that £15, even less. You can still just get hold of that.
So, Dan, all I'm doing here is I just have a piece of white card, right? I just want to show you that you don't have to have all the posh fancy stuff if you haven't got any watercolour card. How you can create textured, better not mix them up. Oh no, that's right. Textured backgrounds as well. It looks super cool with as well. So let's just add a bit of orange on here and just get some. So I'm just creating a panel down the side. So orange into a bit of pink maybe. So just drag it down. I'm just creating like an ombre down here, and then into a bit of purple.
Now this brush you're using, which is this from the
yeah, so this is from the watercolour brushes, and
okay.
This is my number 6 now. I always use a 4 and a 6. The other ones are amazing and they're brilliant for backgrounds and things like that, but my regular one is a 6 because I can get into detail as well. So let's just move that aside here. Never leave your brush in your water, ladies and gents, like that neither, because the water works its way up the barrel into the ferrule and it'll rot. Your hairs will start to drop out. So always clean your brush, take it out and lay it flat. Don't leave it sat in water. Okay. So let's just blast this off.
An awful lot. Can I quickly, the brush is on the screen, brilliant, 901405. Can I quickly give you the details of that masking fluid? Because I think it's such a useful, any stamper with any stamps, right? You're going to find it really, really useful. One of the hardest things to do is to add depth and dimension and working out what order you've got to do stuff in. And if you're into like your Sheena stamps with the techniques that require a little bit more techniques, it's a good one for that one as well. So I'm not sure if Sheena does one already, but if you haven't got one. There you go, at $7.90. In your Flexi, by the way, that's working out £2.40. That's running it by 3. You could do more. Clear pay, for example, it's completely up to you. But same transaction, same P&P. Super cool. So let's grab, again, having those 6A6 stamps in there that all work collectively. I would probably suggest when you get them home, lay them all out, have a look at the families that you can create, have a look at the scenes, and instantly you would pick them up and know exactly what you're going to do with them. So I'm going to go with this sort of silhouette. I love a good silhouette. Now, I was going to show you something, but it's... oh, can I just quickly show the brushes, because you just spoke about them.
And
the packaging,
So basically, they're sort of like, to help you out a little bit, they have this toggle on here, so they stand proud on your desk. So if you want to line all of your brushes in a row and have them in front of you, so you have a visual so you can just pick off, they sit proud like that. And then just to lock them off, you just close it down and pull the toggle tight and then just shut it closed. So they're really, really like a small footprint, which will go into your craft bag as well. And you get all of the sizes you're probably going to need as a crafter or a painter. Right, so let's get my little Eureka here. So I'm going to use the silhouette stamps here. And I'm going to use this like greenery grassery one.
Greenery grassery?
Yeah, so you know, this could be used as like grass coming in from the sides. You could create a border all the way around. So don't just look as it is sort of painted on the tin, really. Try and think outside the box. I'm going to go for jet black on this one. These look incredible in like your gold embossing powders and things like that as well. So just ink this up in black. So I'm going to stamp this, get a real nice push, push, push. Let's make it a bit darker.
I like how there's so much detail in the stamps. Like what you're doing, I don't know what your plan is, Toni. I don't know what you're doing, but that could be it. Could be a sentiment going in there.
Yeah, or you could take this die cut here and lay the die cut over. Oh yeah. And it's sort of like frames your artwork like it was meant to be, you know.
Like it was meant to be.
So let's get this card put together. So I have that lovely acetate, which is constructional, so I scored it. Can I just show you? Look at the score on there. There is no halo, ugly clouding. It's a crisp line, and this is why I was always put off acetate, because of that awful like hue you used to get when you used to score it. So I'm just going to take off the protective sheet here, because acetate is renowned for getting, it's all right, thank you,
Right.
getting scratched. So you have that lovely protective film on there to look after it. So this is my card, basically. I'm going to do a floating card.
Oh, cool, okay.
So let's get this card built.
Bottom of the screen if you'd like your acetate.
So I have a piece of teal, and I'm just going to glue this onto here. Oh, it didn't let me down today. Normally glue's a nightmare on air, innit? It just gets...
Oh, every time?
Every time, every time. So I've got a nice piece of teal sort of mirror border here. Push it down. So I have like something that already looks quite cool. And then all I'm going to do here is I'm going to stick it to the front of this acetate card. I'll have to pick it up so I can see it. Sorry, I will lay it back down because it's crystal clear. Just stick it to that card there.
And again, it's something completely different, isn't it? If you're thinking, I love the idea of construction acetate, but maybe construction leads you down a route of thinking, well, I've got to do something really complex and forwarding, which you can.
I love doing floating cards, I really do. But the only problem is acetate, you can see your works and your makings behind it. So what I've done is, obviously when you open it, look at how lovely that looks. But all you need to do is take another piece of card and pop it on the back, and that's where you're going to write your message.
Rightio.
So that's going to hide that ugly tape pen or glue.
Just to let you know, by the way, of course, not every single individual element is in stock. Some of them are, and that's what you love. Absolutely go for it. But just to highlight, you're saving £48 for getting them all together. You've then got 3 flexi pays going for it all together. So your budget this month is under £30 compared to it being £30, but you've only got 2 elements. For example, it's one item number as well. It's 475889, and that is only an option until 6 p.m. tonight, or while stocks last. It already sold out before launch. That's why it's now an extender, but over 60% of that stock has gone and dispatched from a week tomorrow.
Oh.
Tony, that's right.
Sorry, I'm just going to pop it on. Honestly, I'm getting distracted by what you want. I was, you know, when I put the box together, I was mindful as well, current climate, when we're doing shows, and when I build my shows, I'm always thinking about, well, would I pay it? Can I afford it?
Yeah.
So the value is incredible, and because you have those 3 flexes as well, but if you're to buy the stamp and the light paper, that is the price of...
1 flexi?
Yeah.
Yep. And
I really
is that foiling
like
on
it,
there as well? Is that what
hopefully.
it's called? Is that foiling, or is it...
Yeah, that's foiling.
Isn't it lovely?
Very expensive, Dan.
Well, no, I bet, but even like the tissue paper that's branded on the inside, the welcome message for yourself, the sticker on the tissue paper saying thank you. This box, too, of course, can hold these stamps, hold your finished samples, open up, and it maybe wear your vellums that you've ordered from loads of other people.
I know we're not nowhere near Christmas, but what about a lovely Christmas gift? I'm always thinking about giftables as well when I'm creating my lines. Like for Valentine's, it looks awesome. A birthday gift.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's all good and well buying your missus or your partner or another crafter a stamp and a die. But how are you going to present it? Wouldn't it be nice to be presented well? That's just how I work.
I'm sure you hope the same. I hope more of these come along maybe later in the year or something like that. We keep an eye out because we'll put it in the suggestion box for Toni at toni.com.
It's already done.
It's already on its way.
It's already on its way.
The suggestion's in.
So, you know, I stand there and I go, oh, well, this is sort of like a taster to see if people like it. Well, if they don't, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. So I stamped that lovely long sentiment in there. So be thankful, always forgive, share, respect one another, show compassion, we make mistakes, try new things, say I love you, be grateful, laugh out loud, know you are happy, know you are cherished, be happy. Lovely, lovely sentiment,
really
that
pretty.
one. Yeah, and I think it's lovely for an insert. So I'm just going to pop this on the inside of my card.
Good tag size that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I would probably... So that's where I write my message.
Yep.
This is my sentiment. So I'll make sure it's hidden under there. And then I will probably put some sparkles and a sentiment on the front. But there we have a floating card. Now,
cool, isn't it?
that is... Somebody's going to say, that's a cool card. It's not your everyday card, is it?
It's not everyday.
Somebody special's going to get that.
Harry was about to say that, weren't you, Harry? That's a cool card. Weren't you, Harry?
It's a cool card.
There you go. It's a cool card. It's a cool card. There you go. How divine. That's really, really something different as well. I've never seen acetate from yourself, so I love you working on that as well.
Love it.
2/3 of the stock has gone. Okay, glance at the clock, 15 minutes left. The perfect time to start putting bits and bobs into your basket. 475 889. In fact, as you may well know, your basket does get emptied. So your basket does get emptied after 15 minutes on the website to make it absolutely fair for everybody. So right now, less than 15 minutes on the show. Here come some other items you might want to put in that same transaction to save on your P&P. And then when the break comes along, you can press checkout, or before then, of course. Nearly every single one of you is going for the masking fluid. Multi-order it if you wish while the stock remains. At 719 in the club, at 413-344. Tony's bought you a lot of stamps in the past. This will work with them all or any other brand as well for your masking techniques. Now, is there any left of the Craft Stash? There are a couple of them. You've got the Important collection, and then you've got the Craft Stash collection with those 4 big stamps in, and that beautiful wreath. With you are kind, you are smart, you are important. It has a die in there as well. Look at the saving. So you can imagine the usual price. This is a real treat. It's our own little secret pick of the show. For $13.50 to get hold of yours, it's 774-547 to get hold of both of those together. Okay, the Quattro D, there are 2 items just left in stock, and these are not going to be an extended delivery. There is no more stock coming of these. So if you want to treat yourself to the Magnolia, 90% of the stock has gone with all 4 of the concepts in there. Stamps, dies, embossing folders, layering stencils. Combine them all together, just 2 or 4, just 1, whatever you fancy. But that is about to go. You can still just get the Magnolia. The Spring Bloom, and these are big statement florals for toppers, etc. 631-800. That is for your Spring Bloom. Anything else, of course, you can find it on the website, crateandcraft.com, for your watercolour brushes, your flathead brushes, after all. Lots of different elements and all that. And Tony, you've also got a brand page.
Yeah, we've got brand page. I mean, you can catch all of the products on there from when we are live. So the Hoover and the erasers, what I was going to use. The eraser in this is absolutely priceless.
I've never seen this before.
I know. So basically, it removes fingerprints and marks and that the masking fluid. So if you're struggling a little bit, you just switch it on and then you can pop it on your card and it'll remove it if you have like a tremor or a bit of dexterity issue. It works for that. But equally, if you do like to do the lines on your cards where you've got things symmetrical and you line it out first, you do your sketching. Brilliant for santangling, zentangling. Yeah. Take out the lines with your eraser. It's just, and it's got replacements in the end, and the Hoover gets all of the bits off your die cutting plates and picks up gems the size of about 2 centimetres. So cool. Wow.
So if you want to get on, there's 2 different colours, but the yellow one, for example, if you want that finished, they're the same product, right? It's a little bit of a different
colour. Yeah.
Yeah, 579277. There you go. Let's get back to that one-day special, because I think it's craft products and then some. It's plus, isn't it? Because it's the whole experience that you are really, really
It is, and I just love having everything in one box. Just having it all together. Yep. So shall we just do a quick one?
Go for it, absolutely.
So let's start here. So we have that lovely timeless stitch sort of frame. It gets the nesting circles, which I failed to remind you about earlier. So you get the nesting circles in there, so you can really build the dimension in the centre of there. Half of the detail stays in the page, half comes out, and then you get that
really
outline.
Pretty though, yeah.
Yeah, you get the outline to take it out of the page, and you can make a shape card. Actually, we just, yep, stop there. Look at this. Look at this shape card. Put the church on there, all white in white, a bit of sparkle. So it shows you have the capability to make the most gorgeous freestanding tags, shape cards, whatever it may be. So that's that one. I love that one. I love it all. I can't have that. Every time I go through it, I'll like this one better. I
forgot about that one.
So
yep.
this the 5A5 stamp sets. Now, the little animals and all of the sort of foliage design fit seamlessly within this lovely A5 die. It's huge. So we have a family gathering, and they've got a lovely border design on here as well. So if you want to do a belly band or a border, the lovely animals, this tree stump, the acorns, and then in here we have I'll Be There. This is absolutely stunning. Now, this is that lovely stamped church here. So if you want to add sparkle, you absolutely can. But if you want to just drag it out with a little bit of watercolour, of course you can do that as well. So you don't have to do the traditionals. Here's one in blue that I did yesterday and just stamp that lovely centre. If you like your clean and simple cards, this box is an absolute winner. And you get that cascade of foliage there. The silhouette ones, well, we have to have silhouette because it stamps by me. So say it with love. So your silhouette, so just a single flower on a card, absolutely done. But then you have foliage, which you can do creeping in on cards. Then we have Under the Tree, which is this grand oak tree with the birds in flight, the stagnant birds, the butterflies, dragonflies. So you really will be able to create that fabulous scene. And then we have Meet Me by the Willow with that cascade in there. Now that can be many things. It could be summer, autumn, whatever it may be. And then the animals, one stood up and one laid down. And the smaller animals fit seamlessly within your aperture sort of leaf design here. So maple and lime. You can put gems on these parts here. You can mat and lay. You can do the illusion card Dan had earlier where it looks like it's in the background but you're not quite sure how it's in the background. Yeah,
was
with
it
the
these
gold.
ones down here?
That one, yeah. So
Okay.
this one here is the illusion. So if you look at it flat, you can't really see it. But if you tilt it, can you see
cool, isn't it?
The illusion in the background. So I did this as a demo yesterday, that one. So you might want to watch the show back. So you can see it looks flat, but when you tilt it, the illusion is in it. Now these are big cards. Look at the size of these cards, so you can see how big those dies are. And all I did with the bits that dropped out the middle was I just edged with a gold pen or a white pen. And those papers.
I'm looking forward to going through those papers again, actually, because I've never seen. You're right, I've never seen anything like
Papers. And then we have our A5 stamp set with all of our best-selling stamps, sentiments for the last about 5 years, and you will have seen these on all DT samples here. A lot of guests have them. The Love and Hope Make Beautiful people I've seen on more cards in the last 5 years than anything else.
Oh, really?
Yep. So it's cool to be kind.
How big was that originally?
It was at least 2.5 times bigger.
Right, so a real statement piece.
It was a real statement. It would have probably sat in the middle of this card here.
Okay.
So they're at least 50% reduced. A lot of you have been waiting for this. I can see why it's sold out. So hope, opportunity, positivity, everything spells the word hope. That large one I did earlier. Imagination has no limit. And then one that I say all the time, you're a whole lot of lovely. Yes, you are. Perfectly imperfect. I love you in this. This was one of the first stamp set sentiments I ever designed, and I sat that in there and I thought, doesn't that look cool? Anyway. All the rest followed. Yeah. Enjoy your day. Perfect, just the way you are. Be amazing today. You are so lovely. Some really, really lovely ones, and that's A5. Then you get your vellums in here, which
let me get it for you.
Very quickly just show you. Thank you. Right. So basically on these ones, you have the texture of the watercolour card printed onto the vellum. Normally we would take this away and leave the vellum as like lovely subtle vellum. But on these ones, we've left the sort of texture in the background. Let me just show you this on a piece of white card. So it looks like it's got a bit of gold in there, but it's so subtle. It hasn't. It's just the vellum. It's the technique. Look at that. So you can see it looks like sparkly leaves when actually it's not. And then you get that texture in the background. So you've got a full focal here. You could use that on a card, and all you'd need to do is pop that sentiment in the centre, and it's absolutely done. So with that one, you get 5 designs, 2 of each. So that's the vellum. And then we have the Secret Forest, which is obviously 8x8, really, really different in design. I'll just shut the lid on this one just to show you the intensity of these papers. Now, they are uncoated, so they are going to carry all of your watercolour paint.
They look like they've got a shine.
They do, but they're uncoated, so you can watercolour on top of them if you want to. You can texturise the paper, really have fun with these. So you can see Stamps by Me through watercolour texture, but then when you turn them over, so all of these are going to ink. So if you're not a colourist and thinking, do you know what, I don't want to colour the rabbits, you can stamp them onto these because the tones all work. So this one here, which is incredible, and then on the back, you get these super 3D. Now, if you wanted to fussy cut one of those leaves out and create a pocket on a card, a corner of a card, you could do that. And then some more watercolouring. That's a skeleton leaf there. Just so everybody's going to see an interpretation of these papers in such a different light. So this one's like blues and greys and greens, and then on the back we have sort of the eucalyptus leaves on there. Then we have texture that's like a salt technique, and then the watercolour on the back. And then check these out. I mean,
great colours chosen.
Really different. And I like to be different. Stamps by Me, we do a lot of everything. We're good at, should I say it? We're good at everything that I do. I feel like we're known for our Quattro D and our HD 3D embossing folders and watercolouring techniques and things like that. But sometimes, as a company, I try and make it that everybody can experience Stamps by Me in one way or another. So that is, if you love our dies, if you love our stamps, our embossing folders, we're a company that does everything well.
I feel like you never rest.
No.
You're always looking of something else and something else and something else to do. Or like with the brushes you picked, with the inks you bring as well, with the storage elements, with the die cutting machines, with the Eurekas out there. These are all things that so many people use behind the scenes, sample makers, not just your sample makers, across the board as well. So everything's very deliberately picked.
We connect all of the dots, and I think sometimes, like you can read reviews and things like that because they're absolutely awesome. But when guests come here, and predominantly most of them have the Eureka, or guests come here and they use my brushes or my black and white ink pad, it's a credit to us as a company that I can stand here and tell you everything's amazing because I created it. But when you see the outpour of crafters using it and guests here and presenters actually using it as well, it's just solidifies that, I'm doing something, I'm doing it well, and I'm very proud of what we've done at Stamps by Me. We are a family company at the end of the day. We are worldwide. We're on HSN in America. We're here in the UK. One of the top suppliers here on Create and Craft. It's just amazing, and that's the customers that have put me in this spot. So thank you. And
you're never alone by that. I know with the QR codes on the back, but then you've got your whole like YouTube channel and things. So there's inspiration and ideas and backup the whole time.
And that's me saying thank you. So I stand in studio every day, live on our own digital channel. So after here, sorry, are you okay?
You're right, Alfred. He got scared. What scared you? Was it Josephine? She is, I get it.
So like after this show today, I will travel back home, and then probably over the course of the next week or so, I'll be revisiting the box. So everybody that gets it through the door, I'll have me live most days in studios going, I didn't get to do all my demos. Let's do all my rest of my demos together as a crafty family. It's awesome. I love my job.
You do, it shows. Yeah, you do. And you guys love what Toni does as well. So if you want to invest in that and feel like the backup and the support you get the whole way through, on this show page, createandcraft.com, on the website, this is where you get hold of everything there. Do check out the brand page, search Stamps by Me, have a look through, thinking actually, the inks would be a cracking idea, wouldn't it? Let's have a look at what else is coming along. Maybe there's a certain price point that absolutely works for you. The one-day special is the latest release from yourself, Toni. As you heard, sold out even before the launch. And then it comes to telly, which is the big exposure possible. 2/3 of the remaining stock on extended delivery from the 16th, which is only a week tomorrow, has sold out. And then you see samples like this, Toni, which must be amazing every time the design, because you've got your own ideas and what you use them for, but then the design team come back.
Well, that's the whole point of a design team, isn't it? Because they all look at things differently, and I always find that as Stamps by Me, we always create something that is seen different from different sets of eyes. We'll have customers at home thinking, I could use that with a clean and simple card, I could use that with a mixed media project. Like yesterday when I came out of here, two ladies in the green room were like, we bought your box. I'm like, I can't wait to get it, I can't wait to get it. So, hopefully this box, and the reason it's in a box is because I think it covers a lot of crafty points. So like I say, mixed media if you want to, colouring if you just want to enjoy the process of picking up a brush and watercolouring, popping it in a frame. If you have like a craft stand and craft fairs, stamp lots out, add an envelope, add a beautiful tag. The stitch die in there's going to add that embellishment for you to really jazz it up. Get those couple of pounds back, and then if you want to put it back into your crafting, you can absolutely do that. Break it down, giftables.
Yeah, if you want to,
Each element in here is less than £10 because it's been put in that box. These are £18 dies, £18 stamps, all less than £10 when you've bought it as that lovely creation. And I've put it together not to extract £90 out of our lovely crafters at home. I've put it together because it works. So it's up to you how you use it. That's all you've got to worry about. How are you going to use it?
And then Create and Craft do their bit and they'll give you a discount, then club discount, then flexies, etc. Toni, when's your last show?
I'm back at 2.
2 o'clock?
Yes.
Rightio. You can get hold of yours right now on the website, of course, createandcraft.com. Thank you, Toni.
Thank you.
Plenty on the way. We've got a new Kanban launch coming up later on, Pink Frog as well. Hayley's over on Craft Extra. But next, Paola and Leonie with JMC live after the break.
Hi, I'm Gina Barrett from Gina B Silkworks. We're a family company specializing in traditional crafts for the modern maker. Most of our products involve textiles and age-old techniques, from button making, lace making, weaving, and other forms of passementerie. Mark and I work hard designing the kits and developing innovative tools to make all of these traditional crafts more accessible to the modern user. I'm looking forward to being able to take time and demonstrate some of these techniques and share new ideas. I hope you'll be able to tune in to the Gina B Silkworks shows.